We are so excited to announce the release of our Business Quickstart Package 2.0. We have a lot of folks that have emailed us and asked information, and finally it's ready to go. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll give you a bunch of information on how the app works, how the website works, and how we can help you get your business up and running in a very short time.
List for me all the key issues that a new business owner needs to know that maybe they're not thinking about as they're starting a business.
Okay, great question. We get that question all the time. Number one, you want to make sure that your systems in your business are automated. You can't be there every day to make sure it's done properly, so automate it. And we've got a great system for that. You want to make sure that your check on and check off procedures for the day are followed. There's a big list of things you need to do every day. You got to make sure the employees do that correctly. You want to be protected from liability. That's a huge concern for everybody. We want to make sure that your personal assets are protected so that somebody can't sue you and you lose everything you've worked so hard to earn. You want to make sure that your employees are honest with you, that if they're getting cash on the lake, that they're submitting that cash back into the business. Well, you want to make sure that the maintenance of your businesses is measured. Are the machines being taken care of? Are they filling up the oil properly? Are they using the right kind of fuel? Those kind of things need to be taken care of. And you also want to make sure that your costs and profits of your business are measured, and that the pricing that you are charging is actually enough to cover everything that you need to run your business and have profit left over.
So tell me what this whole system is that you guys have put together.
Well, our system is basically two main things. We've created a website and an app that are linked together that share information. The world-class website includes a store, includes a scheduling system, a database so that your information can be dumped. It helps with your accounting, and it marries the app and the website together so that it's easy to manage everything and to see at a glance what's going on.
Tell me how the app and the website work together and what do they do?
Okay, so the app is an Android-based app. We usually operate it off a 7 or an 8-inch tablet, and it is something that it's a tool that's used at the lake by both the employees and by the customers that come to the lake.
How do you make sure your checklists are followed?
So that was a big problem we had to overcome in our business. What do I do if I'm not there, but I want my employees to follow a list of things? Number one, we've created a customizable checklist. The checklist starts with the things that we learned from this last year and has all the procedures that we followed. You can take that and add to or delete from it whatever you like. For example, one item is when the employees get there in the morning, they need to list the hours on the jet skis, what the clock in and clock out time on the ski is each day, so you know that the hours of charged flights matches the hours of the machine.
How did you address the concern about liability for your company and the people that you're flying?
This is the number one reason when we started this business that we decided to create the app. We hired an attorney that is involved in high-risk litigation. He represents trampoline manufacturers and other companies that are always getting sued. He said to us when we first got started, Dave, if you end up hurting someone and they hire me to sue you, here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to try and get you quick. Number one, I'm going to make sure that you provide me with how that person was trained, meaning that you actually properly train that person for the experience that they were going to have. Because if you can't prove to me that you trained them properly, I'm going to litigate and say you didn't properly train this person for this experience and therefore you're negligent. In fact, you may even be charged with gross negligence. That was one thing. The other thing is, he said, you need to make sure that each person signs a liability release waiver, because I'm going to ask you as an attorney that's trying to sue you, I'm going to ask you for a copy of that signed liability release waiver. If you can't provide it, or if you do provide it and the signature is smeared because the guys at the lake spilled some water on it, or heaven forbid they can't even pull it up, it's a slam dunk case for me to sue you.
So tell me what the app does to address those concerns.
Okay, perfect. So here's how the app works. Number one, the person that is going to take the flight will enter their personal information. One of the first things it does is ask them to take a picture of themselves. They'll take the app, they'll hold it up, they'll hit click, it takes a picture. Then they'll type in their personal information. If they're under 18, it will also ask for their guardian to take a picture of them as well. Once their information is filled out, the very next thing it does is go into a training video that's between 6 and 7 minutes long, and that training video is what tells them what's going to happen in that experience. This is crucial because you've got to be able to prove that each person was trained properly and that they were all trained the same. In our app, you can't get to the next step of the app to sign it unless you've watched the video. So once the video is finished, then they'll go through the liability release waiver. The liability release waiver is formatted in up and down format, so you have to take your finger and scroll until you hit the bottom where there's a little signature area, and you have to sign with your finger and hit accept. At that point, all that information is gathered and is dumped into a database if you purchase the app that has the automated system. Otherwise, it's just downloaded onto the SD card of the tablet. That information is automatically saved then. You don't have to worry that your employees haven't collected it, that they didn't train somebody properly, and now you're covered on your liability.
How do you figure out how to price your services to make sure that you're profitable?
Well, when we first started, we didn't. We didn't know. We just took a guess, a wild guess, because we hadn't gone through the pain of the first year. What we found out is that it was a lot more complicated than we thought. So we ended up, as part of our business package, developing a pricing program that you can enter in all the data, all the expenses that your business will incur to generate a price that you should be selling for at whatever margin you determine. For example, you enter in the number of machines that you have in use. You enter in what you paid for your insurance for the year, your estimated flights, the cost of your employees, what are you paying them per hour. All those things are listed, and then it will help you calculate what your actual profit margins are.
Okay, so you have a way for employees to clock in electronically. How can you be sure that it's actually the employee that's clocking in and that they're not at home, that they're actually on the work site when they're clocking in?
That's a great question. We get asked that one a lot as well. How do you make sure that your employees are clocking in and out properly? What we've developed in our app system is when they clock in on the app each day, it is geotagged, meaning there is a GPS location that is tagged with that clock in and tagged again with the clock out. So they can't clock in their bedroom when they just realize they woke up an hour late and they're heading to the lake. And especially when they know that, they won't even try. But we've definitely fixed that.
How does the app generate additional profits aside from just flyboarding?
So years ago, I waited tables. And at the steak restaurant, we would have sales competition. And the owners of the restaurant would get everybody together and say, if you sell a steak to somebody, you're not a salesman, because they came here for a steak. And what we didn't realize is that all the profit of these steakhouses is in the add-ons. The add-ons are the onions and mushrooms on your steak, it's the extra glass of wine, it's the dessert, it's all the other things on top of the steak they came to get. Your business in flyboarding is the same. You're going to pay for your costs and have some profit left over if you do it properly with the flights. But where your extra profit margin is going to be in the add-ons. That's hat and shirt sales, that's GoPro videos, that's
longer flight time.
Longer flight time. There's a ton of things you can do to get extra money while people are in the mode to spend.
Okay, your app and website have an integrated calendar function. How does that work?
The calendar function is synced up with the website, so when someone purchases a flight, that information and the time that their scheduled flight occurs is automatically updated onto your tablet, so all of your employees know exactly when the people's flights are each day.
Tell me about the website that I can get set up.
So the website that we provide for you when you purchase our Business Quickstart package is a website that's very robust and has a lot of great tools in it. One of the tools is a store. In that store, the person will create a logon and a password. That information is then stored and is shared with the app. So when the person arrives at the lake, we can log them on. We already have their information. It's a very quick login process. It doesn't take a long time. We also have a scheduling program built into the website. For example, if you want to go and schedule a flight for next Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning, as soon as you are done scheduling that flight, it is automatically updated on everybody's phones in your business.
So, as a business owner, it's crucial that you can measure your progress over time. Tell me about this dashboard that works with the app and the website.
Okay, so the dashboard was created so that you can at a glance see the functions of your business and how well you've done so far that month and also for the year. So several of the items that it measures for you are going to be fuel consumption, employee hours, maintenance, insurance, and then you can take those items and it will help you calculate the profit margin that you have made in your business. This is great in a business because it gives you a chance to see what's actually happening. How profitable was each location? How efficient was each employee? Do you have some employees that are shining brighter than others? It gives you a chance to reward them and also lets you know at the end of the month, what did you actually make?
Tell me why I should buy this package.
Well, the best reason to purchase the Business Quickstart package is if you don't want to try and figure out all the stuff that we figured out over the last 2 years. If you want to have essentially a business in a box, if you want to learn all the lessons we've had to learn and be up and running in literally a couple of weeks, this is what the Business Quickstart package was developed for. It allows you to learn from all of the efforts and the mistakes that we made over the past couple of years developing our business and jumpstart into a successful and profitable business very quickly.